Hi everyone, this is a quick look at my 2002 R34 Skyline GTR V-spec to NER, which is a hell of a long title for a car. So this is NER number 521 out of 1003 produced, and it is V-spec to NER number 381. It's in this lovely pearl colour, QX1 paint code, and as you can see it's got some modifications to the obviously to the exterior. This wing is aftermarket wing. It's got LMGT4 wheels with the this is with the sort of fake knockoff style here, which it's just a bit different. Not sure whether I like that or not. But as you can tell from the back window that the engine is tuned by Top Secret, and I have the dyno sheet from that, and it was making 500 PS at all four wheels from Top Secret, which is 360 kilowatts I think. Other than that, it's got full Nismo stainless steel exhaust, and then more cosmetic changes up the front. These are the Z-Tune style front guards, which have the venting there, and the Z-Tune carbon bonnet, vented bonnet as well. These are all genuine Nismo parts, which is nice. It was all done in Japan. It's got aftermarket wing mirrors, and these side skirts, the Z-Tune style side skirts, have also been added. So when I first bought the car, I was a little bit worried that it was kind of too modified, but then when I sort of looked around at what had been done, I thought, well, basically it is modified the way that I would probably like it anyway. And you can go one of two ways with cars like this. You can keep them completely standard, or you can sort of take them to a certain point where you've modified them but they're not completely out of control. So excuse the fact that it's really dirty. I just wanted to give you a quick introduction because I'm preparing this car now cleaning it up and everything, ready to go to the Skyline Nationals in the weekend, which is in a few days' time. And I'll just show you some of the jobs I'm going to do. I'm obviously going to clean it. I might give the paint on the roof and the boot a little bit of a buff with my buffing machine, because it's just showing a bit of sort of rain marks and so on. Needs cleaning inside. Let's have a look inside in general. Yeah, so Nismo cluster, which is really nice, 320k speedo. The NER's actually already had I think 260k speedo, it might have been 280, but this has got the 320 Nismo version. It's got some DFI gauges. You can call them DFI or DEFI, whatever you want. DFI sounds so much better. Tachometer of water and oil temperature. And when it was originally imported, it wasn't imported by me, it actually had a boost gauge here as well, but that was taken during the shipping, which is unfortunate, but I'm going to replace that. And you'll see there's no stereo. This car was specified with from the factory with the six speaker stereo and navigation, and when I got it, it had this pretty awful aftermarket system in it, so I've had that all taken out and the wiring cleaned up. And just today has arrived a set of the original navigation and stereo system, so I'm going to have that fitted before the weekend, so the interior is pretty much as I would like it. The multifunction display had an issue, it had lines down it, and I've had that replaced by an excellent chap on Facebook who just specialises in these things, and that wasn't expensive, it's like 200 bucks. Otherwise, interior didn't have its mats with it, so I bought some Nismo mats. They're pretty nice. I think the rest of the interior is alright. It's got some LED lighting, which is kind of cute. I don't know if I'll use that. And these are the original V-spec 2 seats, which I really like. Have a quick look under the bonnet. And that bonnet's just crazy, it's beautiful, I really like it. And this paint, I really do like the pearl. All right, so the yeah, it has the N1 engine, the NER with the gold top, and you can tell a NER from the gold plate there, manufacturer's plate. So then all the other stuff here, this HKS piping, that's been done by the Top Secret group as part of that tune. There weren't a lot of details. I've got the receipt from Top Secret, and it basically just said, you know, complete N1 engine. So we don't really know what's going on inside there. We know there's a twin plate clutch, because you can certainly hear that rattle when it starts. And I know that it goes really well. Apart from that, don't know much about what's been done. But yeah, generally pretty tidy in there. So yeah, I'll be getting her ready for the weekend and take her out to the Skyline Nationals, just in the show and shine. And yeah, so maybe I'll see you there. Bye. Okay, so important question. Can we do the school run in an R34 GTR?
Yes, but we gotta hurry up.
All right, come on, let's go.
Okay.
All right, trick number one is, can we actually fit everything in the boot? All right, hang on. Wow, okay, that boot's really small.
Okay.
All right, one bag, two bags, maybe get a third in there, maybe.
I can't get in because there's stuff on the floor.
Just get in behind the
right.
passenger seat.
Got it.
Oh, close that glove box. All right, reasonable amount of room for two kids. Wouldn't want to go three, maybe. Well, that's the school run done, and yeah, no problems in terms of driving every day. I think things I'd change on this car is the Olin's coilovers are, even on nearly full soft, are pretty damn hard. So I'll probably change them out for something a bit softer, more street happy. But yeah, I mean, sitting in the R34 GTR, first thing is these seats are terrific. They're definitely more sculpted than the R32, and yeah, really hold you well. They feel racier, but at the same time, they're actually, I think, more comfortable. I find the seats in the R32 a little bit small. I'm 6'1", and yeah, they're just a little bit too small for me. But these are perfect. Driving position's really nice. You feel like you're not too high in the car. So I can actually see, I still see over the bonnet, obviously, but yeah, I feel like I'm, got a bit of go-kart feel here, sitting down in the car. Steering wheel's nice, although man, I've got to say I miss the R32 GTR's leather steering wheel. This is nice, but I think the R32's wheel is a bit of a classic. In front of you, yeah, lovely instruments, and of course the R34 has the multi-function display, which you can configure to show individual gauges or two gauges or a whole bunch of metrics, as I've got it on there. And this has got the extra D-Fi gauges, which look really pretty as well. So yeah, overall it's a lovely place to sit. This has got the twin plate clutch in it, and it's pretty damn heavy. I'm sort of clutching out at the lights here rather than holding it in. It's pretty heavy, but it's pretty progressive, so it's easy enough to use on the street. The gearbox, 6-speed gearbox. I'm assuming that this car just has its standard shifter in it, but feels really nice. It's quite average size throws, nice and notchy, so pretty happy with that. Wouldn't change that. Yeah, overall, very like the R32, but the car definitely feels, sort of more car, if you know what I mean. It is a heavier car, but yeah, it definitely feels more solid. Yeah, so crawling along in peak hour traffic is probably not the R34 GTR's natural hunting ground. Yeah, so getting a pretty sore left leg from this clutch. But I've only been in this car half an hour this morning. I've had one guy stop me to take a photo of the car. I just had a truck driver stick his thumb out the window in approval, so it certainly grabs a lot of attention, a lot more than the R32 does, that's for sure. But yeah, we'll get it up on some roads in the hills here and be able to stretch its legs a little bit. I can't give it too much because yeah, it hasn't been fully serviced. It's not tuned very well. It's pretty bad on light throttle at the moment. Coughing and farting and carrying on. Great motor. This is still running the twin turbo setup, so not any real turbo lag, just lots and lots of torque there all the time, and the top end is just yeah, very busy. Brilliant sound from those turbos. The exhaust on this car's fairly quiet, so it's all turbo noise up front. I kind of like that. I might make the exhaust a little bit louder, but yeah, no, it certainly sounds terrific. It goes wonderfully. One thing I've noticed is it's really quiet in here. Doing freeway speeds here, and like compared to an R32, this is actually a very almost refined driving experience. I remember the first time I drove an R34, it was a midnight purple car with, you know, unmodified, and I actually didn't get much of an impression out of that. I got out of the 32 into a 34, and standard 34 didn't feel very fast for a start. It was kind of quiet, and yeah, it just did have a bit of an impression that it had just been refined down too much. But you know, this car I think has been taken back to the kind of level it should be with 500 PS. So it's certainly got the excitement factor back again. So you have all the advantages of it being a little bit easier to drive than the 32. But yeah, really exciting as well. A little bit more noise, and I think I'd love it. The other thing I've noticed about this R34 is this thing points like a laser. The steering's really good, and the whole chassis just feels so responsive to steering input. It can just be incredibly accurate. Possibly the power steer is a little bit too much, I don't know. You get used to it for sure. But man, you really feel in control of this thing. Well, it's been a bit of a long day pounding through the traffic in the Nür. Got that nice drive up on the hills to go to a meeting up there, so that was good. So you got to have a bit of a driving impression of the car. I've now given it a clean. It's pretty much good enough to go to the show on Saturday. It's looking pretty nice. I think if you're really fussy, you'd probably repaint this car. But you know, I don't mind a little bit of wear and tear. Not that fussy. I like to use the car. Doesn't need to be, you know, absolute showroom quality all the time. But geez, she does look nice, all cleaned up. Love that paint. And one thing I got done today on the car is, yeah, had the original stereo put back in with the navigation unit. Oh, it's all good. Actually works. Radio works. No idea how to use the nav. No idea how to get to the auxiliary channel either. There seems to be one, but I'm not sure how to get to it. But yeah, I can pick up a whole one FM channel, so I think I'm going to have to work out how to either get an FM band extender or see if I can get a Bluetooth adapter for this thing or something. But yeah, so there it is today. Yeah, thanks for coming along on a ride in the 34, and stay tuned and subscribe for more videos. See you next time.